This mysterious guy you talked about named Ken, was he really all that obnoxious? There are many things that we do know about our next inductee into the Silver Circle. Bill Gerlog is Technical Operations Manager at KNSD, long been the go-to guy in all matters technical there. What I did not know is that he is also a former rock and roll DJ on KCR radio and KLRO radio in San Diego prior to that, so many mysteries about your life. Sammy Jo Swift may have some other secrets about Bill. As production manager at KNSD, she has come to know him well for more than 30 years. She, by the way, came to the station on a student scholarship back in 1975 herself. So now to introduce Bill, here is 7-time Emmy Award winner, Sammy Jo Swift. Sammy.
Yes, I have had the privilege of working with Bill for more than 30 years, and I can't tell you, he too is one of the kindest people. He will take you under your wing. When I came in there as a student, and we were just talking about him teaching me how to load 2-inch tape. That tells you how far back this goes. Bill started in radio, a little bit of his background, and if I see your head nod, I'm going to laugh. Who remembers the Bill Wade School of Radio and Television? Thank you very much. And so he did a short time in radio, and he was hired in 1976 at then KCST, now KNSD. I remember Bill always being interested in videotape and the editing and all that, so he was a very creative person too. So when the computer age started coming about and there was computer editing and animations, he was very interested in that. So I've always watched Bill use his creative side. On the technical side, Bill is the go-to guy. You know, the guy that, you know, if you have a question about anything in the station of why it has to work the way it needs to work, Bill's the guy you go to. So, but he is generous with his knowledge. He loves to teach people and wants the new people that come in to embrace the technology. So Bill won his first Emmy in 1981 in the category of editor. He has a total of 8 Emmys, and he got an animation Emmy in 1994 for Oceans of Discovery. So that was very exciting for Bill. On the side of outside of television, Bill loves to collect cars. He collects Z cars and loves photography and working on computers, and loves to spend time gardening and spending time outside of work with his lovely wife, Abby. So I'll let Bill come up and tell you a little bit more about himself. It's my privilege to introduce Bill Gerlog.
Right here. Yay, Bill!
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate all of you and the Academy especially. I was interested in radio as a young child, and always wanted to work in radio. So after high school, I went to one of the local radio stations in Pennsylvania, Easton, Pennsylvania, and they told me that, well, you have to have a first-class FCC license. I had no idea how you even got that. I ended up in the military for 3 years. When I got out of the Army, went back to my hometown of Nazareth, Pennsylvania. A little bit of trivia, I was born in Nazareth and raised in Bethlehem. Actually, vice versa. And they're both in Pennsylvania. Once I got out of the military and went back to my hometown, I had seen a lot of things that I hadn't seen in my hometown. And I just didn't feel like I fit in there anymore. And when given the opportunity to come to California with a friend that I had met in the military, I jumped at the chance. I came to Carlsbad. I lived in Carlsbad for about a year. I worked at a gas station. I decided I wanted to go back to school, so I came to San Diego, got a job at a gas station here, and found the Bill Wade School of Radio and TV. I got my first class license. And my first radio job was at KLRO, which was the voice of Christian radio in San Diego. Their studio was at 233 A Street, downtown. And I was a 10 to 2 overnight part-time worker. That was very interesting because a lot of what we played were Jimmy Swaggart ministries and inspirational music, and I was a rock and roll guy. So how did I fit in there? Well, it turned out that even the program director there was a rock and roll guy, and there was only one person who was really a religious person and was really into that part of the station. But it was a great learning opportunity. And I decided I was going to go back to school. I went to City College, which was absolutely fantastic. I can't say enough about City College. All the classes were interesting, and they were all interesting because they had fantastic instructors who really cared about their subjects and really liked teaching students. I worked at KSDS, the jazz station there, and had a lot of fun, learned a lot about a lot of jazz music that I wasn't familiar with, and got told I was playing a little too much of John McLaughlin and the Mahavishnu Orchestra. I started to go to San Diego State, and I just kind of didn't fit into the curriculum there. I didn't like the actual classes, but I loved KCR. KCR actually probably completed my desire for radio. I was able to play anything I wanted to play. I would bring books and my own records and play a lot of things and do radio themes, and just had a ton of fun. Well, that didn't last too long either because somehow KPBS TV found out I had a first class license, asked me if I wanted to work there, so I worked as a master control operator and technician for probably 2.5 years part-time. In between that, I actually worked for KECC in El Centro as a transmitter operator. And talk about your weird jobs. I commuted from San Diego, left at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday, got out to the studio, parked my 1956 Austin Healey, got in their pickup truck and bought provisions at the local store for 3 days. And then I drove out into the middle of the desert and lived on top of Black Mountain at the transmitter site and turned the transmitter on in the morning and turned it off at night and just stayed there making sure everything was okay by myself out in the middle of the desert. You think, well, you know, that's not too bad, but there was no communication with anybody after sign-off because the studio crew went home and all we had was an actual field telephone circuit, a radio telephone that connected to the studio. So it was interesting. I lasted about 6 months. You kind of get stir crazy after a certain amount of time being out there by yourself. I was liking working at KPBS. And then I decided, well, you know, KPBS is nice, and I liked all the people there, but I needed to make a little more money. So I looked, and Channel 8 wasn't really interested, but I got a job at Channel 39, KCST. My first boss was Bill Fouch. And I really liked him a lot, and I respected him. He was a very good first boss to have in a station like Channel 39. Throughout my period there, and thankfully I'm still there, I had a lot of opportunities. My first opportunity to win an Emmy Award was thanks to Bob Gardner. I didn't even know what an Emmy Award was. And he came in and did some promos for the station, and I was the videotape editor, and he said, hey, I'm going to submit what we did for an Emmy Award, and doggone it, we won. And I really got excited about that.
Thanks to you.
Thanks to you. I really got excited about that and thought, well, this is an extra added thing I can do with my work. And I already liked the job, and I already liked the people, and now I had this other ability to have a creative outlet and get recognition for that creativity, and it was very exciting. I was blessed with opportunities. Those days, there weren't too many in the promotion people, in the promotion department, so some of the technicians actually got a little creative input. So I got an opportunity to win some Emmy Awards and go to the Emmys and still have a good time and not have to think, oh God, I have to go to work. In fact, there were some days where I thought I couldn't wait to get to work and work on the project I was working on. A good example of that was a baseball piece that aired during the San Diego Padre game and also a couple of other times. And that was thanks to another person who's really helped my career, Randy Michler. There have been a few people that have helped me a lot along the line. Rick Schwartz was a tough boss, but he gave me a lot of opportunities. Neil Darrow gave me some opportunities to do different things. And I haven't done traffic or sales in a television station, but I've done a little bit of most of everything else. And it was through the efforts of those people that I actually got to do that. Some people kind of get stuck in one job and that's the only thing they do and they become very good at it, but I was really blessed in having those people put some faith in me and give me new things to do. Sammy Swift, I'm hoping that in the near future I'll be able to present her for her 25-year Silver Circle Award. She's done a lot of things since she's been there also. And I think that's about all. I really want to thank the Academy, and I'm very honored to receive this today, and I hope I have at least a couple more years. Thank you all very much.